You want to talk about it?
I'd rather laugh about it.
Let's get a little dark about it.
On the Traumedy Show.
Welcome to the Traumedy Show.
Holy shit.
I'll start over.
Okay.
Welcome to the Traumedy Show. Your co-host, Rachel Wilford.
And I'm your other co-host, Megan Wilford.
We just decided to start this episode in a weird voice because it's spooky season.
Oh, fuck.
And for no other reason other than we're just hyper.
I think you wanted to catch me off guard. What's funny is you said it in that stupid voice, and then you're like, hold on, let me start over. And not realizing you were going to do the exact same stupid voice again.
Oh, I realized it. You just didn't.
No. Yeah, welcome.
Well, because I did it and then we started laughing, but you also coughed.
I did.
And that's just too tough for me to edit out. So really, I was just trying to have a clean edit.
Sorry for coughing.
I forgive you. I'm feeling forgiving.
Oh my gosh.
This Halloween.
This is Halloween.
This is Halloween.
This is Halloween. Halloween.
You know what we can talk about, Thelonious?
What?
You know what I can plug right now?
What?
My Halloween costume baby models.
Oh,
How did we not even think about this?
Oh my God.
You guys,
we can put this on the Traumedy Show account.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thelonious, I just got
We can
so
make like
excited.
a reel out of it.
Oh, it's just going to be...
Oh.
We're going to bring new life to my children this year.
The ones that know.
The ones that know. But if you don't know...
Now you know.
I'd like to just preface this with like, you guys, we come on before we started recording. Megan and I sat here for like 30 minutes and we're like, what are we going to talk about? And we just mapped it all out.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I pressed record 2 minutes ago, all of a sudden we think of something new.
Completely different.
Completely
And we
different.
derail.
So we're absolutely pivoting right now.
Yeah.
And it's our podcast,
We don't
so we
always
can.
plan these out. That. But Halloween baby models. Wait,
Okay.
what do you call it? Halloween
Okay.
costume baby models?
Halloween costume baby models.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a series that was born 6 years ago.
It's been a long time.
This is going to be the 6th annual Halloween costume baby models series.
Annual?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's very exciting. It's my favorite tradition. It's my favorite time of year.
It's your art.
It's my art. They are my children.
Yes.
My children are my Halloween costume baby models and my dog. Those are my children at this point in time in my 29 years of life.
When you have a child, can you submit them to Spirit Halloween to be a Halloween costume baby model?
Absolutely, I will.
Oh, because your children are going to be so pretty. Assuming
yes, they
you
are.
have children with Bullseye.
When Bullseye and I have children, they will be model babies regardless. So we might as well make them Halloween costume model babies.
That would be so full circle.
Yes, it would.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Thelonious. We're manifesting that now.
Yep.
Okay. So let me explain Halloween costume baby models. So this series was born 6 years ago, actually, because the wolf and I liked to go to Spirit Halloween and just look around. Mm-hmm. And one year I decided to just pay special attention to the models on the baby Halloween costumes. And it doesn't have to just be babies. It can be anywhere from like infants up to teenagers.
Yeah.
Okay. They're all
like
babies in our eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So what I do every year is I walk around with an assistant. Last year, Thelonious was my assistant, and we had the best time.
It was an honor.
It was the best time.
Yeah.
It was the best. You were a great assistant.
Thank you.
This year, it will be you and Bullseye. We'll have 2 assistants. We're going to do it this Saturday.
I can't wait.
So excited.
Oh my God.
The other day when I was leaving, he's like, when do you want to do your babies? And I was like, my Halloween costume baby models? And he's like, yes.
When do you want to do your baby?
And I knew exactly what he was saying.
Oh my God.
So every year I scour the children's section in Spirit Halloween. I go up and down the aisles. I get on my hands and knees. I really, the journalist in me comes out. And
We spent a solid like hour and a half.
at a minimum.
Yes.
At a minimum. Because art takes time,
Yeah.
Thelonious, especially art of this nature, of this stature, of this magnitude, of
You wouldn't dare rush it.
I wouldn't dare.
No.
You wouldn't catch me rushing this art. So
You're just standing in the baby section of Spirit Halloween, just like taking it all in. Just
I am. I'm breathing it
and
in.
this isn't weird. This isn't a weird thing to do.
It's not. This is completely normal for me. Maybe not for everybody.
Maybe if you
but
see
for
some
me.
other man doing that.
If you see me doing this in Spirit Halloween, do not speak to me because I am in the zone. Okay?
They're like, please don't bother her.
Yeah.
She's doing her work.
She's in her Van Gogh moment. So, gentle reader, I am a journalist. I am a storyteller. And these baby models, boy, do they have a story to tell. And and my job as the artist, as the storyteller, is to find the ones who are screaming for a platform, who are screaming for their voice to be heard. Much like we do with this podcast, exactly. You know, we give people a place to tell their stories. That's what I do for my babies. I gather them up and I take pictures of them in their little plastic,
and they're new
sheath.
every year. I mean, some of them return.
I mean, we walked the aisles last year, and you're like, "What about this one?" And I'm like, "That's Dominic, circa series number
2019.
4." Yeah,
it's like yeah.
I know my babies inside and out, intimately, deeply, genuinely, truly, sincerely. I never forget them. So what I do is I take photos of them. I collect all the best ones. Mm-hmm. It's typically about 75 I go home with. I go home with 75 children. Babies. I'm like the guy in the Netflix series with all the semen. He's just like, what the fuck?
Okay, that was a gross parallel.
So sorry. That's just where my brain went. I'm not like that guy. No, I narrow it down.
Yeah.
So the day that I go to Spirit Halloween is like the conception period. Mm-hmm.
But the work doesn't end there.
No. I do 9 months of growing these babies in a short span because the clock is ticking.
Yeah.
And I must post them, if not on Halloween, then like a couple days before. It depends on my schedule. But I go
you spend an entire 40-hour work week.
If my employer is listening, no, I don't. What I do is I typically carve out like a Saturday and I sit for hours. Mm-hmm. And I'm not kidding. I'm being dramatic with how I'm saying this.
But she's not kidding.
But I'm not kidding. I sit there and I stare at these babies and I will them to tell me their stories.
What is your story?
What is your story? And I typically pick like around 8 that I fully build out their personas and their stories. Some of them have astrology signs. Yeah. Some of them have ages, and they're not always years. Some of them are weeks or days or months. Yeah. Some of them have Myers-Briggs personality types. Their professions, their aspiring professions,
personalities,
their likes, their dislikes, their phobias, their
whatever they tell you.
They tell me.
Right.
They tell me.
Exactly.
I am just a vessel for spreading awareness about what story
sharing
they want to tell. Exactly.
And sometimes pets too.
I did yes. So last year was a big year because it was the 5th annual Halloween costume baby model series. Yeah. And so I decided to do something a little different, and I did a few doggos in costumes, Halloween costume.
That was so millennial.
Doggo models. And it was glorious. It was a glorious time.
Yeah.
And so I build them out and then I post them on my Instagram story. Mm-hmm. Simply for your enjoyment and your education. Mm-hmm. And this year, as we have grown the Traumedy Show platform, thus the eyeballs that will see my babies have grown in numbers.
We should probably do like a post for it as well as maybe a reel.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Like we need to think about the content. Yeah, but we'll probably make some other Spirit Halloween content as well.
I'm so excited.
I am too. I really
This is like a dream come true because before it was like, my 400 or 500 followers. Right. And now I have over 1,000 and the Traumedy Show has over 3,000. So that's potentially 4,000 just there.
That's really beautiful.
It's really beautiful, and my babies deserve it.
They do.
They really do.
Honestly, the babies of the past deserve it. Like
they do
direct people to the previous stories.
So that's the other thing. I have a full Instagram highlight of my babies over the years.
Yes.
So you can go and look at them, and they're one of them's a phlebotomist. One of them has like 600,000 followers on TikTok.
Is one of them Polly?
Austin the Austin or something. One of them no, one of them is not Polly. But one of them, I think, likes Polly Pockets.
Same thing.
One of them, as a stress reliever, she does the crumping, the Hayden Panettiere crumping scene from Bring It On 2, which I know you haven't seen. But it's a very important cinematic timepiece in history. Honestly, her name's Josie. She's my baby that does that as a stress reliever, as a form of therapy. One of them, his phobia, he's very afraid of male pattern baldness. Just throwing that out there. Another one.
Oh my God. The entire rest of this podcast is Rachel just listing
my babies.
out.
One of them is he's in the professional cuddling industry. I think that's Dominic.
Oh, that's what.
Yeah. Yeah. Her Sasha, I think, is my all-time favorite. She spends her weekends making the bitch boys cry.
I mean, well, no, I don't. They make me cry.
The bitch boys make you cry. Absolutely every time.
That is such a segue.
That is a good segue. Unless you want me to do my tiny trauma, tiny triumph first.
Oh no, you
want me
yours.
to? I'm just on my soapbox. I might as well stay up here. I'm just gonna stay up here. So anyway, go check out my Halloween costume baby models highlight, and stay tuned for the rest of them coming, because this is now.
Buckle up.
Yeah, this is just my public forum for my art at this point. Okay, tiny trauma, tiny triumph.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a while.
Tiny segue to that.
Tiny segue.
My tiny triumph is that how am I going to say this? Mine and Bullseye's relationship is going really well. It's going very well. Ooh. Things are progressing. And thus, well, there's like a lot of changes happening in my life, I guess, right now. And to prepare for those changes, I am getting a lot of shit done, which feels really good.
Okay, it low-key sounds like you're hard launching, like you're pregnant or getting married or something.
I know, and I said that last episode. I'm not pregnant. We're not getting married. Just like things are moving.
Yeah, that's 100% what it sounded like you were saying.
Things are. That's not. I'm not pregnant. I'm not engaged. But
it's going
like.
Well.
Yeah, things are going really well, and things in like my corporate job are changing too. So things are kind of in flux, which has kicked me into gear to like do a bunch of stuff, including like things I've been putting off for a while, like taking my dog to the vet when she had a really bad ear infection. So I got that checked up, getting an oil change. I need to take my car in. I clean out my closet. I am finally selling some of the furniture that's been in my garage from when I sold my house a year ago. That's just been sitting there. I relisted it on OfferUp. So I'm like getting rid of that stuff. So I've just been kind of like taking care of business, which has been a triumph for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, things with Bullseye are going super well, but my tiny trauma is that even though I'm in the healthiest relationship I've ever been in and things are great, I am still getting triggered by past stuff. And so I kind of want to talk about that because I feel like it's relatable. There were a couple days where Bullseye was super busy and I wasn't hearing from him as consistently as I have every single day since we've known each other. And it sent me into a total trauma response, and I knew that it was weatherman related, which is interesting. 'Cause I can super pinpoint like where it's coming from and which person it's related to. And I totally had like a mini panic attack in my shower, and I haven't had a panic attack in quite some time. So that super sucked. And
it was just from like not hearing from him.
Yeah. It was literally just like he was busy, and so it sent me into this spiral of like this is what I was getting anxiety, and this is what it felt like when I wasn't hearing from the weatherman, and felt like I didn't want to be a bother, and like and it's dumb because I literally knew what he was doing. He was with his friends. I have his we share locations. Like I knew exactly what he was doing.
D&D?
He was playing D&D. He was playing D&D with his friends. Like
the most fucking wholesome thing you could be doing.
It was so dumb. Like, and so it was weird
it's
because
not dumb though, because your brain has these trauma deeply rooted.
Yes.
And it triggers it.
Yes.
That's why the word triggers. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I was sitting there like logically knowing that it was an irrational thing, but I couldn't stop myself from spiraling because it was like old things bubbling up in this new scenario. And so I ended up telling my therapist about it when I had therapy a couple days later. And she was like, yeah, I'm totally not surprised. Like, and this is not going to be the first time that this happens. Unfortunately, like things are going to start bubbling up for you. And I think we should do EMDR right now. And I haven't done EMDR probably in like 9 months or something. And I only did it with the wolf. I never actually did EMDR with the weatherman. And what I was talking to my therapist about was like, I in my head, I always want to say like the weatherman fucked me up more, but I don't think that's what it is. I think he like compounded an already existing like anxious, like traumatized person. I think he compounded that and created new problems in terms of like communication that I didn't have before, because the wolf and I had very good consistent communication, even though a lot of it, I'm sure, I know was lies at this point. But I was never like having anxiety because, I hadn't heard from him or something like that. Whereas the weatherman, that was all it was for months, was like,
he kind of like took what you already had and just made it worse.
Yeah. He made it worse.
So then you just feel even worse getting out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did EMDR about, the weatherman basically, and my spiral in the shower, from a couple weeks ago. And that was interesting. And I don't know. So I'm kind of like,
did it help?
I honestly, I think it did.
Yeah.
I definitely think it did. And have I talked about EMDR before?
I don't think you've really said like what it is that you do during therapy.
Okay.
When you have EMDR.
Yeah. So I can talk about it. EMDR is a specific type of therapy for people that have been through trauma and their brain is kind of stuck in processing it. So what's kind of interesting is like, I really, talked about like when the wolf and I broke up, I was really into rage hiking, and I would just hike for hours every single day. And it helped me process things and like process emotions. And why that is because the brain, processes things like left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. So when you're walking, it actually is like your brain, your eyes are moving around really fast, and processing things. I'm probably butchering this description, but this is how my therapist described it to me. And so what EMDR is it's this little machine where, it's hooked up to these little things that you hold in your hands. It sounds scary, but it's not. Like you just hold these tiny little, gray blobs in your hands essentially, and she turns it on, and it vibrates in your left hand and then your right hand and your left hand and your right hand, like very methodically. And my therapist just walks me through like different questions and scenarios, kind of like leading my brain through processing a certain situation, or like a certain trauma. So like when I was doing it with the wolf, we were kind of going through like the most intensely traumatic times that I could remember of like finding things out, or like when I left him or whatever. And as we're talking it through and my eyes are closed, these things are vibrating in my hands, which is helping my brain just like process the information and the feelings that are happening.
Is
while
it like
I'm talking
helping
about
the
it.
information go to the left and the right side to get a more...
It's supposed to just like move things around in your brain.
Is it like normal therapy almost, but with like specific questions and with the things in your hands?
Kind of, yeah. So like, before it starts, she gives me a sheet where it's like different phrases of like, for example, this last time that I did it, she was like, okay, I want you to think about how you were feeling when you were sitting in the shower and having your panic attack. Like, what of this list of phrases or feelings like was coming to mind. And one of them I think was like that I feel helpless and powerless, basically, because I was feeling like I know exactly why I'm having this anxiety and this trauma response and I can't do anything about it. And so like I'll kind of focus on that, and then she'll like ask me questions, and then my brain just kind of takes on its own journey of thinking about the scenario or how I felt or what happened or whatever. And she kind of like leads me down like, okay, keep going with that feeling. And I'll just keep thinking on it and my brain will move somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just this natural path and progression of processing this thing while scientifically, you know, this machine is kind of working to help it.
Yeah.
So I think it's really helped. I've only done it a handful of times. I really probably should do it more. But it's really exhausting after. Like you feel really, it takes a lot out of you. So
your brain is probably like, whoa.
Yeah.
And your nervous system and
yeah.
But look into
times.
it if you are stuck in some sort of trauma cycle or relationship patterns, or I mean, not just relationship trauma. I would imagine people use this for all sorts of trauma.
Oh, for sure.
Breakthroughs.
Yeah. Like our friend Nicole does it, for her own stuff. And yeah, it's really cool. It's not scary. Like, I hope I didn't make it sound scary. I
think it's good. I don't think you've talked about that before on the podcast. So that I think that is good for our Traumedians.
I was nervous to start it in the winter, and then I remember I posted about it on my story, just like, hey, has anybody, or I think maybe I had started it, and it was a lot. Like, it was feeling like a lot of emotions were kind of coming up for me at the time, and so I asked if anybody had done this that I knew, and a lot of people responded, and they were like, yeah, it's been amazing for me. I've done it for years. So yeah, look into EMDR. It's good for people who have been through trauma and things that maybe are difficult to process, or like you have anxiety about things, or I don't know. I'm no expert, but yeah, I do it, and it does seem to help. Like I did talk about things with the wolf like last winter, and then we kind of went through this exercise where like I put it all in this box and kind of just like put it away for another time. And
a physical box or a mental box?
Like a mental box while I'm like in the EMDR thing.
Ooh. I've definitely put things in mental boxes with my therapist before, but I've never done EMDR.
Yeah, and I've done that too, but like through there really was something about it where, yeah, I feel like I did kind of just put a lot of that away after. And that's probably why, honestly, that I do feel more traumatized by the weatherman at this point, because I haven't done that type of therapy really about that. And even though it was a lot shorter lived, it was still really intense and chaotic for me. And like I said, compounded an already existing problem and created new ones. So that's probably why I get more triggered about that stuff versus the wolf, I guess, at this point. But yeah.
If you're in a healthy relationship and everything's going great and trauma and anxieties from past relationships are coming up, I guess that's just normal. Like, that happens.
And it sucks.
It sucks.
It sucks. And I feel really bad because, and like Bullseye has been so sweet, and it's not like I did kind of freak out. I freaked out in like just an upset, like crying kind of way. I wasn't like yelling or mad or anything like that. I just was like upset emotions, and he was so sweet about it, and like whatever. It's not his fault. And with any like stable relationship, it's kind of normal for like over time. Okay, we're not texting literally all day long or whatever. And like that kind of backs off. And so that's totally normal. But for me, I'm like, oh my God, code red. He's gonna go to Washington, but really he's in Oregon, like.
Well, you're like training your anxious attachment style to become secure attachment style.
Yes.
And then you're like, oh, that little anxious side of me wants to come out.
Yeah. It's really hard. It's really
helpful
hard
to have a partner like Bullseye who is like still reassures you in those moments.
Yeah.
And doesn't make you feel dumb or bad for having those. Like, I think that is really helpful. Yeah. And then for you then to take the onus or whatever to be like, I'm going to talk about this in therapy and I'm going to work on myself. And for him to continue to support you while you also work through your own trauma, I think is a really good example, I guess, of how to work through something like that.
It's like I'm the healthiest I've ever been, and yet like I still have work to do, and it sucks, and it's not fair to like put my shit from other shitty people onto my new awesome person. And like,
but it's still gonna happen sometimes.
I'm trying really hard for that to not be the case, but unfortunately like it's gonna bubble up and kind of come out sometimes, and I'm trying really hard to like cope with it in a healthy way and like channel it, like maybe I talk to you about something instead of going to him, or wait till therapy or whatever, go on a hike because I know that that's helpful for my anxiety or whatever it is. So
everyone has baggage, dude.
Yeah.
Like everyone has baggage.
It's tough.
Yeah. It sucks.
It does suck. But
I think you guys are processing it in a good way.
Yeah. It's still like, oh my, that was our one little thing
like think
so far.
It's like, thank God you finally have something interesting to talk about. I'm teasing.
Yeah, because it's just been so
if you guys have seen the show Nobody Wants This on Netflix, it's like two sisters who have a podcast, and it's all like chaotic dating stories, and then one of the sister gets like a stable relationship, and then the other sister's like all catty about it because she's like, you're so boring on the podcast. I tease that's Rachel, even though I know I'm very happy for you.
Well, you are so not the catty sister that's like trying to meddle in their relationship and like get them to break up and whatever.
I would die if you and Bullseye broke up.
I know.
Yeah. But I'm teasing you.
No, I know.
But you got the wholesome, boring relationship.
Yeah, it's good for me to have for a change. You want to talk about your tiny triumph and trauma?
My tiny, what was I gonna say?
For your triumph?
For my triumph. Oh, my tiny triumph. I guess I'd say I'm back on the apps.
Yeah. Oh, remember when that was my tiny triumph?
Yeah.
And then it turned into my tiny trauma.
Holy shit, because you had that one like weird ice cream date.
The watch guy, Minute Man.
You were back on the apps for like literally 1 second.
Yeah, it was only a couple weeks, and it was a massive disaster, and then my phone got stolen.
And then you met Bullseye not that long after that.
Correct. Yeah, I got my new phone, and I was like, I know I'm not supposed to go back on the dating apps. That's not what I'm supposed to do. And then it was like 2 weeks later we met.
I don't really know what I'm supposed to do.
That's okay. Nobody fucking does.
Yeah, I'm back on the apps. I realize it's been like 6 months. Since I've been on Bumble or Hinge or anything, just because
before Alex
and then after Alex, like God, this summer and everything has just been so busy, and I wasn't ready to like be in a serious relationship again. Other little situationships and flings have happened since. So post Comic-Con, I will get into that, but I was like, it's time, Simba. So I
everything the light touches will go inside you.
So I remade my Bumble and Hinge profile, and like when you first get back on the apps, all of a sudden it's like all you can do, and you're like, and then you get over it pretty quick. But I'm in that phase right now where I'm swiping a lot, and
it's like swipe addiction.
Yeah,
fucking swiper, no swiping.
I've also like expanded my filters open to women and men as well, which is I'm like excited to tell my therapist about it tomorrow. just to see. I don't know. Cause like, I know I am attracted to women. I really don't know if I'm in a place where I want to like date them yet. But I'm just like seeing how I feel. And I notice when they pop up or if they like me, I'm like, oh my God, she liked me. Oh my God. And
you're window shopping.
I'm window shopping. Yeah. There's literally nothing wrong with that. So I've been window shopping. I have a date tomorrow with someone in Huntington Beach, and that'll be my first, well, I was going to say that'd be my first date in a while, but I did go on a date with that 40-year-old last week.
Right. Oh, maybe we should talk about that too.
Maybe for a little bit.
Yeah.
Did we talk about, I think we mentioned that I met someone at my divorce party.
Yep.
And that I was going to go on a date with him. And we were like, oh, green flags. Like it did not end up liking him. No. And like as it's post first date, as it's marinated longer and longer, I'm, very much, he kind of ended up giving me the ick. Not much I really want to go into it, I guess, other than like he definitely just wanted to fuck me and I just didn't. And we didn't. And
can we talk about how he insisted upon picking you up for your first date, which at first we thought was cute.
Yeah.
And then he was like, okay, I'm here. And you're like, great, thinking that you're going to go grab your stuff and go down and meet him. But he comes and knocks on your apartment door and comes inside with a bottle of wine.
Oh, yeah. And that was fucking weird. And I don't know if that was like a generational thing. Like I told that to some people and they're like, oh, that's like so gentleman. And I was like, is it? Because he was going to pick me up and we were going to go get dinner. That was literally the plan. We never talked about coming over so I didn't even clean my apartment. Right. I went into this date with the mindset of like, this man is not coming back into my apartment. Like, I'm not going to like, we're not doing anything. Maybe we'll like make out in the car, but that's it. Like, so yeah, this man knocks at my door. I'm not even fully ready yet. And my apartment is a mess. Like literally I have laundry the hamper is right by the door. Like there's shit everywhere. And I was like, oh my God, like I don't have music playing. I'm not in any position to host. And he comes in and he's like, I thought we could have like a bottle of wine before we go to dinner. And I'm like, oh shit. And by the time we go to dinner, I'm already kind of tipsy. And then we get to dinner and we have more wine and like, and then of course he wants to walk me back up to my apartment. And then that's when I could tell he was wanting to take things further. And I kept saying like, I don't want to have sex. I don't want to have sex. And he's like, okay, well, what if we just do this? Or, I mean, God, this is
very pushy.
Almost sounding like the podcast. It wasn't the same situation as our friend Alexis last week, but it was in retrospect too. I've even talked about this in therapy. I was like, I wasn't really comfortable in that situation. And I feel like I ended up even doing a little bit more than I actually wanted to because I didn't really feel... It wasn't like a very safe environment to say no.
Because he was very pushy, like in your home.
Yeah. And like, I kind of even kept giving these vibes of like, all right, date's over. Like I kind of tried to keep welcoming him out and he kept being like, well, let's just sit down and finish the wine or whatever. And like, and then this was Thursday and he's like, okay. And I was like, I don't want to have sex now. Blah, blah, blah. I kept saying that. And he's like, when can I see you again? And I was like, oh, he could only see me Monday. And I was like, well, on Monday, I'm recording a podcast with my friend to talk about her sexual assault. Right. And I probably won't be done until like 10 or whatever. And he's like, well, I can come over after that. In my mind, I'm like, okay, this guy just wants to... And like, I don't need a fuck buddy with this guy. I don't know. I was like, I don't need this. Clearly, you're way more into this than I do. And I thought this man actually wanted to like take me on a date and... date me but no
and then he sent you a picture and you gagged.
I gagged. And then he was texting me after a lot. I mean, like, yeah, there was kind of a moment where he's like, I'm gonna take you golfing, I'm gonna take you on vacation, and like he clearly like had some money, he's more older and established, and like that sounds kind of fun. But then he sends me a shirtless picture and I was like, even though like he's in shape, he's an attractive person, I just was so turned off by it. So then I broke up with him, which I am glad I listened to myself, frustrated that like things went a little bit further than I would have liked. And I guess if any men and women are listening to this right now, like read cues. No, he didn't technically do anything. I said no to, if we're being really technical about consent. However, like, I kept saying, I don't want to have sex. I don't want to, like, and he just kept trying to change my mind. The whole night was him seeing if he could get me to change my mind.
Yeah.
And that just made me uncomfortable. And he did not read the room, and he was not really checking in on my body language or my cues and what I really wanted. And I feel like it was one of those instances where he's like, yeah, but I think she's going to change her mind. And that's really icky.
Yes, it is.
So that was an unfortunate first date after a while. But I am, okay, yeah. Triumph. I am back on the apps now. I do have a date tomorrow with a teacher in Huntington Beach. We'll see how that goes.
He seems sweet.
He seems sweet. I have a few other Bumble and Hinge matches right now. I'm just kind of back in this phase where I think I'm more ready for a relationship again. And I'm kind of just like putting myself out there on the apps as well as on the streets.
Yeah.
As in like going out to events and like we're going to Oktoberfest and corn
She's
maze.
not on the corners.
I'm not on the corners. But my tiny trauma, well, I guess, ew, that kind of date with that guy was a little bit.
You've had a few. Meg's about to detail a few traumas now.
I've had a few weeks.
You've had a year. We've had a year. Let's be real.
The last update I think I gave about Isaac was we had not made it official yet. I think the last time
you were exploring the possibility of a throuple.
He had just told me about his other girlfriend and had mentioned a throuple would be cool, and I was like, and then I think I just said like, I don't know, I'm just exploring and seeing how I feel, and we weren't like official yet. I think shortly after recording, it might have even been like 2 days later, I went over to his apartment and spent the night. And then I think I was like, okay, I'm his girlfriend now. Like it was a pretty fast decision process. And my mindset at the time, I think, was this is a low stakes situation because he already has another girlfriend, and like I can be his girlfriend too, but I can still date and be with other people. And this is going to be a modern, open relationship. And let me just see if I can handle this. And I really like this guy. And when I'm with him, it just felt really right and nice. And like, he kept like asking me to be his girlfriend in this really cute way. And I kept being like, ask me later, ask me tomorrow. And so it was almost this like game. And then I finally was like, okay, yes, I'll be your girlfriend. And it was a really cute, sweet night. Like we went on a date, we saw a movie. Yeah, it was nice. And then I drove home on Monday, and he lives in San Diego. Immediately, as soon as I got home, I started feeling anxious. And I was like, uh-oh. Something about changing from like kind of friends with benefits situations to I'm your girlfriend now. Something like switched in me, and I have his location and he has mine. And I all of a sudden became
Still?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I still have his location.
Okay.
All of a sudden I became manic. Like I was obsessed with the other girl he was seeing. I knew her name, but I didn't know her Instagram handle. And then I was able to find it. And then I looked her up, and then I literally looked everything up online that I could possibly find about this person. And then I knew that he was hanging out with her on Wednesday. And so all day Wednesday, he's really fast to text me back or call me back. But unless he's with his other girlfriend, because when he's with someone, he's like gives his undivided attention to them, which I appreciate, but not when he's with his other girlfriend. And so even though I know like I'm allowed to be with whoever, whatever, it's something about me really liking this person and sleeping with them and feeling like I have this relationship, and then knowing that he is with somebody else all day Wednesday. Like we had a rough call in the morning, and I kind of was like, I'm feeling a little weird. And he's all like, I'm at Amanda's place right now. And I just was like, cool, I want to fucking die. And then that entire workday, I don't think I got a single thing done because I was just crying and anxious. And I was telling you, Thelonious, like I have a new emotion unlocked of jealousy. And I feel like, I mean, it's kind of wild to be 30 and being like, this is a new human experience.
It was very interesting.
Yeah. I feel like, I guess I'm lucky that up to this point, I haven't, in my relationships in the past, and like, I've always been really secure. I've always had partners who've never made me question their loyalty or anything. Like, I don't think I've really experienced that to this degree at all. And even though Isaac was completely honest with me and upfront the whole way about like that he's poly, that he has his other girlfriend, the fact that I knew that he was with another girl, it just made me sick to my stomach. Like I went on like an hour walk. I went on the Peloton like 3 times because I had so much anxiety. I just wanted to throw up. And then it unlocked this like crazy feeling of like, I had so much empathy and sadness thinking about you and thinking about even my ex-husband. And like when I had my affair a long time ago, and just like, oh, this is a horrible feeling.
It's crazy making.
It makes me crazy, even though, again, he wasn't lying to me, but yeah, it was a 3-day relationship because, and then I think I called you or talked to you or something, and I was like, Thelonious, I don't know. And then that night I ended up breaking up with him.
There was a funny moment around that time where because you guys were planning on going to LA Comic-Con together, and we knew that your ex-husband was also going to be there that weekend, and you were super anxious about it. And I was like, Thelonious, like, what if I come up on that Saturday? Bullseye's going to be working at the event too. Like, I can just come up and hang out with you. And you're like, Thelonious, you're going to make me cry. And I was like, well, Thelonious, what am I for if not to, what did I say? Shit. If not to be there on the day that you are navigating the complexities of your polyamorous relationship when your boyfriend has another girlfriend and you might run into your ex-husband in costume. Something like that.
Yeah, we need to post the screenshot of that.
Really funny. It was just like the most chaotic fucking text.
Ended up being the most chaotic fucking situation.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah. Shit. Really, these last few weeks have been so weird. Anyway, I ended up...
She broke up with him.
I had to burp. I broke up with him.
After 3 days.
After 3 days. It was a 3-day relationship. That was his girlfriend for 3 days. And it was a really long conversation. It started off pretty intense and sad. And he was like, okay, well, let's just go back to being cordial. I don't think I can just like be your friend. It ended with, actually, let's try to be friends with benefits and go back to being friends. Remove this label. Let's be less emotionally attached to each other, especially because he and I were already planning on sharing a hotel room at LA Comic-Con. Like we were planning on this whole weekend, having all this fun, and like, we were both kind of bummed because I was like, I still like you. I really wanted to do that. I missed having a partner at these cons and like a handler and somebody to go with and whatnot. So we decided to go back to friends with benefits. And then honestly, nothing really changed in terms of our communication. And I even went, I think I went to his place like 2 days later. I didn't even tell you.
Oh,
it was like a Sunday night at like 10 p.m. I ended up driving to San Diego.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't even know.
It's not like I kept it a secret. I just was like, this isn't maybe the best thing for my mental health. And if somebody looks at my location right now and they're like, that bitch is in San Diego.
It's always a telltale sign when it's like, you don't tell me something, or like it takes you days to tell me something, or you're just riddled with anxiety. And I have to just be like, Thelonious, something's wrong in your life. Thelonious, you gotta make a change. You're breaking out in hives. This isn't good for you.
I know. Yeah. And I think I had this mindset of like, well, Comic-Con's happening next weekend, so may as well just like, the other really toxic thing I did was, well, you knew about this one, but this specific person streams a lot, and he has these like tournament games where he gets a lot of people together to stream games, and they all play Mario Kart or whatever, and they're like parties, they're stream parties. I was gonna go to his said stream party the Saturday after we broke up, which is where I was gonna meet his other girlfriend. The whole plan was like me and him and his other girlfriend were all going to meet that night, and whatever happens was the plan.
He hopes.
And I obviously did not go to the party, you and I went out to dinner, and then I got home at a reasonable hour. And guess what I did for 3 hours? No, it was like almost 4.
Oh God.
I literally just watched the stream party. I was like, and I kept being, because I hadn't even seen her at this point. I didn't know what she looked like. So I was also just I just was hurting myself for like a really long time, just being emo, being like, oh man, I like this guy. Look at him with this other girl. Oh, are they fighting? Oh, they kissed. Like, I was just being such a fucking psycho about it. So, yeah, that wasn't very healthy. And I remember being very self-aware of it. I was like, this is so bad. What are you doing? Like, I think this has truly been my first, maybe not my first, but I understand why people get into really unhealthy, confusing situationships now. But anyway, fast forward to Comic-Con. He and I go together and we're excited. It's going to be fun. I knew that his other girlfriend, Amanda, was going to be there at Comic-Con, but she wasn't staying with us. She was staying with one of her friends and going to the con with one of her friends. And I was under the impression that for some reason, I was under the impression she was only going Saturday. I didn't realize she was going the entire weekend. And I was also under the impression that like we would maybe hang out with her during the con on Saturday. But like by no means did I have this vision that it would be the 3 of us the entire weekend, which is what ended up happening. And yeah, Isaac did not do a very good job explaining. I think he also just really didn't know what was going to happen as well, but didn't also think it through. Like, I think he didn't understand if Amanda was going to be hanging out with us, if she'd even want to, what the vibes were going to be. He was super nervous about it too, but was pretending like he wasn't nervous. Because I think we were all just like, what's the vibe going to be when the 3 of us get together? Especially because he and I are like broken up, but in this hotel, like it just was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was staying with a friend.
Yeah.
And you and him were staying together.
Yes. So,
yeah.
I really didn't think I was going to end up interacting with this person all that much, but I'll get to it.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, I was wrong.
So Friday, well, Thursday night, also side note, whenever I'm with Isaac, like he smokes a lot of weed. I've been smoking weed with him, and I have noticed I've been getting like kind of itchy, and he also has a dog, and I have really bad dog allergies. So I thought that I was having an allergic reaction to dogs. Apparently, fast forward, I think I'm really allergic to weed, specifically like grass that you smoke in a joint or a bong. We smoked Thursday night quite a bit. I was very itchy, and I woke up Friday for the con to get ready. I also had like work in the hotel or whatever. And I was dealing with some eye issues, and like my arms were really red and itchy. And I was like, wow, I'm having a reaction moment. Friday night is when I first meet her. For some reason, I somehow able to avoid her the entire day at the con. Friday night when Isaac and I were leaving, I was thinking like, okay, now he and I are going to go back to the hotel room. Like we're going to have a date. We're going to whatever, go do our own thing. And then sure enough, Amanda, I meet her. She's several years younger than me. Like she's petite. She's so cute. She's a little more shy than I am. And it was immediately pretty awkward. And then I just did not know the vibes of like, what are all of us going to be doing? And I don't think he knew either. Like the 3 of us were just like, what's the plan? Like I'd have never found myself in a situation like that. And I think it's like she was also uncomfortable too. And you're
like,
a people pleaser, overcompensator.
And she was also like not wanting to make me uncomfortable, and I was not wanting to make her uncomfortable. And this is a man who is poly, and she and I have also both never been in any sort of polyamorous triangle whatsoever. Like we've only been in like traditional monogamous. So, and I've known from him that she has been uncomfortable in the past with me. And so it just was an interesting, we were all just pretending like it was okay.
But the energy was so clearly not okay.
The energy was so clearly like, the energy was so clearly not it. And then her friend ends up driving the 4 of us back to my hotel with Isaac, and then drops off me and Isaac and Amanda at the hotel to change and like go to dinner. So then I think we were literally all like, and she was like, what's the plan? And Isaac was like, oh, what's the plan? Like, none of us really knew. We thought maybe other people were going to come hang out with us too. They did end up, like, it ended up like 6 other people ended up showing at our hotel as well. And we all hung out in the lobby for a while playing games, and it ended up fine. But for a minute there, we were all just a little like, whoa, this is uncomfortable. And I was trying really hard to ask her questions, to be really nice. And I also had this mindset of like, this isn't my boyfriend anymore. Like, I'm just trying to make this as the least uncomfortable as possible. But boy, was it uncomfortable. And to compensate for all of that, I was smoking a lot of weed, a lot of weed. And we were all just like taking shots and smoking weed and just being like, let's try to make this the least weird as possible.
Disassociate.
Yeah. Disassociate. I end up like really bonding with her, which was kind of like the best part of this whole story. It was like we were both so uncomfortable that neither of us were being affectionate with Isaac at all, and vice versa. Like, it was almost like at one point the 3 of us were on a rooftop date together. It was like the 3 of us.
Oh my God. It's so funny because this is just like my worst nightmare.
It's certainly not my dream.
Now you know it's also not your dream.
I think in a different world or scenario, or like if he and I were together and we both liked, because I'm bi, like I like women, and if he were like, oh, we both like this girl, let's date her together. I don't know. But the fact that it was like she and I have heard about each other for like a long time, and we're finally meeting, and it's just this like tense
competitive energy.
But also like at the same time, she and I, we had a lot of side conversations, and we were both like, listen, like I'm a girl's girl. I'm not trying to do anything. I really genuinely like you. So fast forward the whole rest of the night, it ended up fine. The boys were all playing games. She and I hung out quite a bit. We were smoking a lot of weed. We were chatting. We had a lot in common, honestly. Like, he obviously has a type. Like, we were both Pisces and love video games and cats and all of nerds. Like, yeah, we had a good chat. And I wake up the next morning being like, okay, that was an interesting evening, but I'm just going to keep on. And I'm excited to cosplay as Princess Peach the next day. I wake up the next morning. I have like the worst allergic reaction. Like, my whole face is so extremely puffy. I was panicking because I've never had a reaction quite like this before. And I'm supposed to get in full cosplay makeup, and I really needed Benadryl. And it just was a little bit of a nightmare.
The saga of your sexual escapades interfering with your cosplays continues. Remember the girl that bit your lip?
Yes.
And you were freaking out about your lip.
Okay, so I've talked about Lip Girl on this podcast, right?
Yeah.
I met the man that went home with Lip Girl. So I meet this guy, he and her are chatting. It's like, oh my God, it's so nice to meet you. And then later I'm like, he was like, wait a minute, I know you. And I was like, you do? And he's like, you were making out with that girl when she bit your lip. And I was like, and he's like, I went home with her. And I was like, oh my God, are you okay? And he's like, no. And then this man and I commiserated over our mutual trauma of like, we were lip injuries. We were both just laughing. I'm like, this is such a small world that like,
so fucking funny.
Yeah, it was a wild weekend. I was talking to Bullseye at that time during that conversation. Because Bullseye was also at the con.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Lip Girl.
Fucking Lip Girl. So then the next day, Isaac ends up going to the con way earlier because it takes me hours to get ready because I have to literally ice my eye for a long time. I end up calling you Thelonious, and I was just like, bro, this is not what I thought.
This ain't it.
This is not what I thought was the situation. Like,
but it's a situation.
It's a situation. I knew that this weekend was going to be chaotic because I'm like, listen, I'm going with my ex-boyfriend who's polyamorous, who's my current situationship, and his current girlfriend and my ex-husband.
You quite literally did it so that you could have a good story to tell now. Really?
I knew that it was going to be something. I just didn't know
the physical toll that it would take on your body.
No. So yeah, I'm on, by the time I get to the con on Saturday, I've taken like 4 Benadryl. I've chugged like a couple drinks. Like I got like the June Shine tequilas at the con.
We're not promoting this, but what you do with your Benadryl and your drinks is your business.
Your Benadryl, your coffee, your drinks,
your weed.
I've like shit my brains out from anxiety.
Polyamorous relationships.
Yeah.
That's
like,
your business. We stand by it.
I was just hanging on for dear life. And then I run into Isaac, and it was nice because I got to see him by himself for a minute, and it was like nice to hang out with him. And then Amanda's there and just and it was a lot more friendly and less weird the next day because she and I legitimately bonded. So it was like, hey, like I was trying to be really nice. And then I run into my ex-husband right as Isaac and I are talking.
And I'd already been stalking Instagram and seeing him post like, yes. I'm on my way. We just walked in. And I'm like, Thelonious, he's in the building.
Dude, I ran into so many people who are like mutual friends or who know him or whatnot. And they're like, did you see he was here? Did you see he's here? So like all day at the con, I have these people being like, he's here. And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I know he's here. I haven't seen him yet. I know no matter what, it's going to be weird. Like there's no way this isn't going to not, especially because I was Peach and he was Bowser.
Yeah, which was like your guys' signature couple costume when you were together.
So finally I see him. It was like right when I was talking to Isaac, and he and I were pretty close. Like thankfully we weren't like kissing or anything. And we have a brief, uncomfortable, but kind conversation. Like there was nothing about it that was going to be like super normal.
Yeah. But it's the first time that you've seen him in
But it's the first time I've seen him in forever.
Like, has it been a year?
I don't know.
I was trying to think of the last time that you saw him. I didn't know if you actually
when he signed off of my bank account a while ago.
That was before you moved here. So it's been over a year, I think.
It's been a really long time since I've seen him. So it was just, it was a little weird, a little sad, but good. He seemed good. He looked great. Like we were kind of just making small talk, complimenting each other's cosplays. I was talking about my allergic reaction. The only weird part is that people kept asking for our photos. Yeah. Because we're standing in the main photo area dressed up as Peach and Bowser. So we had a few people like, can I take a photo? And at first we were both like, sure. We're like awkwardly standing far apart from each other posing. If someone finds that photo on the internet, please send it to me because I feel like it has to be one of the most uncomfortable looking, like you can see it in her eyes of like, I'm posing with my ex-wife that I haven't seen in the freaking... And then eventually I started saying no to people asking for photos. And I'm like, no, we don't need more photos.
We don't need this.
And then eventually he was like, all right, I got to go because I don't want to keep saying no to people asking for photos. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, the rest of the con is not too notable. At one point I do take a 45-minute nap on the floor of the Fortnite tournament room.
I didn't know that detail.
There was
probably because of your 4 Benadryl.
Oh yeah. Well, the 4 Benadryl and the 2 drinks. There was a moment where Isaac and Amanda and I, the little throuple that we were,
the little throuple that could,
we were walking, like literally we were just walking around. And I think at this point I was also drunk on alcohol and Benadryl. And I was like, I don't fucking, whatever. We're walking around and we lay down to watch this like all women's tournament play Fortnite. And it's so loud, this giant game. And he has his legs kind of spread out. She is like cuddled up in between his legs, and then I am sleeping on his thigh. So it's like the 3 of us are almost kind of cuddling, and I fall asleep. Like I was like snoring, and there was just a moment where the 3 of us are just cuddling.
Supple throuple.
When I wake up, she's gone because I think she went to go shopping or something. And then we end up going back to the hotel, the 3 of us. And we get back to the room, we're changing. I think we're going to do the same thing. And then Isaac goes downstairs, and then it's just me and Amanda. And she and I haven't had a lot of like one-on-one time at that point. So as soon as he leaves, I'm just like, hey, are you okay? Like, I know this is an uncomfortable situation. Like, I really, like, I hope you know that like he and I are just friends. Like, I'm not trying to. And then she just starts crying. She starts crying because I think she also is just overwhelmed about this situation, but also like she had not been out in crowds in a really long time. This was her very first Comic-Con. She's a little bit more shy and introverted, has never cosplayed before. Like all of these things kind of compounding on top of being in an uncomfortable situation and like kind of comparing herself to me as well. Like she's a lot younger and like I am an established cosplayer and this was her very first cosplay ever.
And you're staying in a hotel with her boyfriend.
Yeah. I mean, come on. How do you not?
Yeah.
So I immediately kind of go into like mothering mode. Like I was like, dude, I'm 30. Like I have been cosplaying for years. Like, of course you're okay. You don't need to. But then it was also this, like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like I ended up going into full like therapist, mother, older sister, comforting. It was really sweet.
Comforting the girlfriend of your ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were up there for a while. And then at one point, Isaac opens the hotel door. We're both on the floor. She's crying and I'm like comforting her. And he's like, are we good? And I'm like, yeah. And basically like, get out. So I'm sure he was like, what the fuck are they talking about? He goes back downstairs and then I order her food on DoorDash. Like I literally was just like taking care of
my God,
the whole thing. I order him food. I order her food. And I'm like, I am just this mother figure. And then at one point, like she and I go on a little adventure and walk to Ralph's and buy alcohol. And we talked about like our parents and body. Like we just go through all of it really. Like we had a really deep talk.
Yeah.
Which I guess like on the bright, like it was good. And I do feel like
it was a girlhood moment.
It was one of the weirdest girlhood moments. I don't think I would have ever experienced. Again, I am smoking a lot of weed. Actually, I think at this point I thought I might be allergic to weed, so I stopped smoking it. But I was also around, everyone was smoking weed. I was inhaling the smoke. I was around it, whatnot. I ended up going to bed way earlier than everybody because I was tired and anxious and didn't want to stay up late. And then I had such bad anxiety and insomnia, probably from the combination of the weed and the alcohol and the Benadryl or whatever, that I didn't sleep like at all the entire night. And
he took her home.
Yeah, he took her home in my car.
Oh, it was your car too.
It was my car.
Oh my God.
He was like, can I drive Amanda home in your car? And I was like, sure. And so I'm like, I have his location. So I'm like, but of course, like they took a long time to drive home because they had other stuff that they were talking about with their relationship and like whatever. And he said it didn't have to do with me. And it just like that moment of being in that hotel room, waiting for my ex-boyfriend, current situationship, drop off his current girlfriend in my car while I'm just suffering from this allergic reaction, like drunk. And like at one point I started sobbing because I was like, this is not it.
No.
This is not it.
No. It hadn't been it for quite some time at that point.
At that point, like I had spent the last like 4 hours comforting his girl. Like I just was like, this is not really, I didn't know how this weekend would go necessarily, but this is not what I was anticipating.
No.
I thought I'd be able to spend a lot of time with him. And like when it's just me and him, we have so much fun. And that's why I've been hanging out with him so much. But yeah, he eventually gets home at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I'm literally up, lights are on. He walks in freaked out because he thinks I'm sleeping. Oh no, I haven't. I went and watched Nobody Wants This. Like I really wasn't, I didn't sleep. And then we have a little fight. He apologized. He cries, I cry. I was just like, this isn't going to work. This has been really hard. And he's like, I didn't really realize that this would be the exact situation. And he apologized for putting me in that situation. And he was trying his best in this situation that he created.
To put it lightly.
And then he finally falls asleep and he never snores, but for some reason this night he snored because I think it just had been drinking or whatever. And so I also couldn't sleep because it was.
I wake up to a video.
I sent you
I wake up to the most chaotic shit. I was at Bullseye's house. I wake up at 11:30 and I just have all these texts from Meg all night long. I can't sleep, Felonia. It's like, I've been up all night. A video of just darkness and Isaac snoring. Pictures of her in the lobby. I'm skipping ahead, but just the most chaotic texts.
Oh, it just... when you're up all night, it really gives you a lot of time to think about your life choices. Like, you really can't ignore
the pathway of how you got there.
Exactly. Like lying in that bed with him snoring really loud and me just being like, what am I doing? Like, I don't need to be in a situation like this.
Nope.
And then eventually I go down to the lobby at like 6:30 a.m. I buy a fucking croissant and I watch Netflix for 3 hours. My face, mind you, is like swollen to balloon size. Like at this point, it's like almost an emergency. Like my throat is starting to hurt too. My arms, my legs, my whole body is itchy.
She's one big hive.
I'm one big hive having this like massive allergic reaction to probably the weed and the situation.
Her eyes are like swollen, red, and crusty.
Oh, I could barely even open them.
Yeah, you were like a bug. You were like a caterpillar emerging from a cocoon, like trying to open your eyes for the first time in this brand new world, and being like, everything fucking hurts. That's what you looked like to me.
I was crying, so I was like, this is just so bad.
No, literally so bad. And I had to be like, Thelonious, this is what happens when things need to change in your life. Your body revolts. Every single time.
Yeah.
Whether it's a UTI or hives or your eyes or anxiety.
Yeah.
All sorts. Migraines. You just getting chronically ill all the time.
Yeah.
Just getting sick over and over.
My body like, always does this.
No.
I mean, I do also straight up think I'm allergic to weed.
Yes, but I think it's also more than that. Like that's not why you weren't sleeping and having anxiety and crying and
And then the next day I had this whole cosplay plan that I was really excited for. I put it all together and we had to go home because I just straight up like couldn't function. And so the whole next day I didn't see Amanda. It was just me and Isaac, and of course he was really sweet and apologetic and he drove me to urgent care and he drove me home and helped me pack and like doing like there's a reason why I like him so much and why I'm in this position now. And then we had this conversation on the way home where he's like, yeah, we need to like talk about us. And I was like, I know, like that wasn't it. And he's like, we probably should go like no contact. And like, I'm going to see you at cons and we should probably cool it. Because I don't want to keep hurting you. He's like, I really like you and I want you in my life, but like, this is clearly not good for you. And I don't want to be a part of that. And I was like, I appreciate that. And that's really hard, but I agree. And then we come back to my apartment and watch TV for a little bit and just honestly cuddle and cry for like a couple hours because we were both so sad. Like we were both just like, man, this sucks. And then I guess we kind of broke up again, and then he left. And I took Monday off work because I still had an allergic reaction and I was really emo. And I wish I could say we held to the no contact thing. But I'm going to be honest here with our listeners.
As we always are. Brutally.
Far too honest. Honestly, the things I say on this podcast. But yeah, we have been talking a little bit, but I'm also just very aware that I'm not going to put myself in that position again. And I am.
Yeah. And you're back on the apps.
I'm going on dates. I'm really excited about some of these people I've matched with. Like
it's going to fade out.
It's going to be fine. But I still, like, all things considered, like I still really am grateful for him and his friendship. And I'm glad I met this person in my life. And I really know I'm not polyamorous now.
Figured that out in 3 days.
Yep.
Can check that one off the list.
And yeah, chalk this up to one of those weird life experiences. And I also...
that we're putting out there for everyone to listen to.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And I am so intimately familiar with situationships now and
jealousy.
And jealousy. Like I've learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But time for me to be doing things that are a little bit better for my mental health.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
That's the whole story. Then there was so much I realized I hadn't said yet. That the lore of this. I mean, it's been taking up a lot of my mental headspace. Honestly,
polyamory lore. Polyamory. It's a stretch.
Polyamorous? No.
We'll keep workshopping it.
The Poly
and report
Chronicles.
back to headquarters.
The Polly Pocket Chronicles.
Pocket Chronicles. Title of the episode.
So with that, Thelonious and I have been talking, and most podcasts take season breaks, and we think it would be a good time for us now that we've been doing this, for like 6 months.
It is. Wow. I think the 6-month anniversary is this weekend. We launched on April 12th, and we should post something cute for October 12th.
We should.
Aww.
Yeah.
6 months. That's
so
cool.
we've been putting out episodes almost every week for 6 months.
I think we've taken 2 weeks off,
which is crazy. Like, we've been flying by the seat of our pants.
Yeah.
The other day you recorded, and then 2 days later we published.
We recorded Alexis's whole episode, like part 1 and 2, and I recorded part 1 in a day.
Yeah.
And put it out. So we're kind of like on our heels a little bit right now.
We need a minute to like catch up.
We need a minute, and like a lot of things just in life are kind of in flux right now too. And we have a lot of things that we want to do. We have a lot of guests that we want to interview. We have a lot of plans. We have
content
a lot of
plans,
podcast plans.
Yeah.
But we kind of need a minute to like get our ducks in a row. We're not intending for this break to be super long. We're only thinking like a month or 2.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be like 6 months and then you hear from us or something. It's going to be a short break.
We assure you that
don't go anywhere.
No, don't go anywhere. And we assure you that we really are, like what we've been able to do and build in 6 months really is awesome.
Truly fucking radical.
Actually,
it really is.
And so we have no intention of stopping. Like, we want to take breaks to be able to be more intentional and keep growing, and hopefully, get to the point where even more people can join and listen and make this a bigger, more successful podcast.
Yeah. Cause we have a lot of fun doing this, but we also feel really humbled by the impact, and that like not only do our stories help people, and also like our chaotic shit that we talk about entertains, and like that's fun, but like the people that we also get to interview and like give a platform to of stories that like we haven't experienced ourselves, like it just helps us to be able to reach and connect to so many other people out there, which is awesome. And we want to just like keep expanding on the topics that we talk about.
Totally.
That being said,
teaser for season
2. We got a DM just the other week that is related to the wolf. This is a person I do not know. This is a person I did not know about, and we are going to interview them. They have agreed that they want to come on, which is really awesome. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty juicy. It was a lot for me to process at the time, learning some of those things that I asked this person about. And
it's wild. An entirely new person
we didn't know about.
That seems like it goes pretty deep.
It's the gift that keeps on giving in like the most terrible way for me personally, but also it's an
trauma.
Yeah, it's an entertaining way for everybody else.
Traumedy Show for nothing.
They don't call us the Traumedy Show for nothing. And I do feel that it is my civic duty when I learn new information about this person to share it, because he operates in the shadows, and I will allow it no longer. So stay tuned for that. I think that we will be dropping that one very early in season 2. Yeah. And again, like we said, don't think that season 2 is going to be far away.
Yeah.
Give us a month or 2 to kind of not be flying by the seat of our pants and get a little bit more inventory in us, so that I'm not losing my mind trying to get episodes out one day after we record them.
It's wild.
Yeah. So
Sam.
Yeah.
We'll have lots of stories when you come back.
Oh,
the
so
rate
many.
at which like shit happens. Like, I can't believe that much stuff happened with my situationship in like 2 weeks.
No, I know. We're going to have to start like writing things down so we don't forget to talk about them.
Oh, the dating stories I'm going to have now that I'm back on the apps.
Yeah, for real. Fuck. Who knows? Maybe I will be pregnant by season 2.
Don't even put that out there.
Just kidding. I'm on birth control, gentle readers. Have been for 11 years. We're going to be okay. I'm very regulated.
Excellent.
Maybe barren. Who knows? Fuck.
You'll all be on that journey as we try to get pregnant.
Yeah, as soon as I get pregnant, we will go on a 9-month long podcast journey.
We're just never going to stop.
I'm never going to stop. No, we're taking this thing all the way to the top, baby. No, but like I'm so proud of what we've accomplished and grown in just 6 months, and it's gonna be super rad to see like another 6 months go by and like where we're at.
Yeah, dude.
We ain't stopping no time soon.
Fuck no.
Okay.
All right.
Love you guys. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Share these episodes with somebody that you know that might need to hear them. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the.traumedy.show. We're going to keep posting ridiculous shit for the next couple months while we take a little break.
Oh, we'll still be active on social.
100%. Going to keep collaborating with Bullseye on things as well. So keep up with us there. And you can follow our personals too, because we're very active there as well.
Follow my cosplay account.
Follow Meg's cosplay account to see her allergic reaction cover-ups from LA Comic Con this last weekend.
The Facetune.
Just outed yourself.
Oh, 100%.
I love that, Thelonious. We love an honest Facetune queen.
My fucking allergic reaction off my face. Like,
yeah.
I can't Facetune the videos though, so.
No. So, you do what you can.
I always have.
And you always will.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, bye for now. Bye. Love you guys.